Hey,
What are you doing?
floor time.
What?
I am having floor time.
Who are you?
Who are you?
Nick Kyrgios, who are you?
None of your business.
You're not supposed to be in here.
Is that like a weird pickup line or something?
No, it's literally true. This is a players only area.
I just needed somewhere quiet and not 90 degrees. It's cooler down here.
Yeah, me too.
Why are you here if this is a players only area?
It really is, do you not know who I am?
Like a tennis fanatic or something? I don't know, my mom's dragged me here.
You're gonna miss the match if you stay in here.
So are you.
See you out there then?
What?
Riley! I've been looking for you everywhere.
I'm right here.
What are you doing?
Floor time.
We need to stay together. There's a ton of people here.
Yeah, I can see that.
Rye,
What?
just listen to Mom and stick with us, please.
If we get separated, I'll just call you.
Or we could not get separated, which I think would be better.
Maybe.
Can we try to have a nice time, just please? I'm trying.
It's hot.
I have water. Do you want water?
No, It's hot, Ema. I'm cranky because it's hot. That's all.
We all are. Oh, here. These are our seats.
Great.
The match is supposed to start in a few minutes. Riley, if you have to go to the bathroom, you should go now.
I don't have to go to the bathroom, and it's Rye.
I just don't want you to miss any of the match, Rye Bread.
Just Rye is fine, Dr. Kate.
Uh-huh. Okay, very funny.
Did you know magenta isn't a real color?
It's a little more nuanced than that.
Let Rye tell it.
Magenta is extra spectral. There are two places for it on the visible light spectrum because it's actually what we see when the wavelength gets too low or too high, too red or too violet. But I don't remember which is low and which is high.
Red is high and violet is low.
Thank you, Dr. Kate.
It doesn't exactly mean that magenta's not a real color, though.
But if I had just said magenta is extra spectral, would you have known what I meant?
Mom would have, but I wouldn't have. Where did you learn that?
From a video online.
Or in physics. I'm assuming you did pay attention in physics.
Mom, I didn't fail physics.
I guess we can be grateful for that.
Can we not talk about school?
Not talking about it doesn't make it go away.
Talking about it doesn't change what happened.
Divrei chachamim be neshat nishamayim.
The words of the wise are heard when spoken softly.
Thank you, Rabbi Rachel.
So will you stop fighting?
I will if she will.
If you stop talking about my grades, I will stop arguing.
Hey, I don't care about the grades.
Yeah, right.
As long as you actually learn something about economics from this summer internship, that's what matters.
And what if I don't?
You will. Tessa knows the terms of the agreement with the school.
I know she knows them.
And she will follow them. She's very good at her job.
I bet.
You could stand to be a little more like Tessa.
I have zero interest in being a little more like Tessa.
It wouldn't be such a bad thing.
Yes it would.
Come on, Rye Bread. Don't be such a sourdough.
You are not allowed to call me Rye Bread. Only Mom, and that's just because she won't stop. I'm not letting it be a thing. It's not a thing.
I think it very much is a thing. Don't you think it's a thing, Kate?
Oh, it's definitely a thing.
Look! The match is starting. No more stupid nicknames.
I never thought you were this excited about tennis.
Believe me, I'm not. Hey, that's that guy.
What guy?
I was talking to him before. He's out there on the court.
That's Nick Kyrgios.
Yeah, he said that, but I didn't realize.
He's a great player, but he's always shouting at the chair umpire about something or throwing stuff around. If he would just play the game and leave all the other crap out of it. Sorry, the other stuff.
You can say crap, I don't care.
I care.
See? There he goes. He's already throwing his racket.
He's not hurting anyone, is he?
No, he never hurts anyone, but it's just bad sportsmanship.
She has a lot of opinions for someone who doesn't actually play tennis.
He gets fined at least once a game. I'm not the only one who thinks this.
But throwing a racket is better than actually hurting someone, isn't it?
Or you could do neither.
He was really chill when I met him. Nothing like that.
Like I said, he would be so good if he would just focus on the game. Kind of like you and Econ.
Iman?
Kate, come on.
Sorry. I'm sorry. I forgot.
Right.
An office.
There's a rat.
God, you startled me.
Sorry.
There's a rat?
Yes,
Where?
downstairs. Can you do something about it?
No, I don't deal with rats.
Okay, well, you're the only other person in the building.
So you left the front desk unattended?
No, Dan's there.
Then?
No, like, you're the only staff member in the building.
Oh, well, I don't deal with rats.
Okay, but
Brian deals with rats, or Michael, or our exterminator. I don't.
well, could you call the exterminator?
No, this is pretty normal.
Okay, but
Just don't leave any food open. I bet you've been spilling crumbs everywhere.
well, not just me, and I've cleaned up after myself.
No, like both of you guys. You've spilled crumbs on the tables and the floor and just left the mess there. This used to happen when I was an intern too. That's why there are rats. And also it's an old building, but really they wouldn't be around if there wasn't food. So just don't leave any food out and open.
Okay,
You know what? Maybe just don't eat in there at all.
but
And wipe down the tables with bleach and also vacuum the carpets.
we just vacuumed the carpet, like, yesterday.
Well, you can vacuum it again.
But there aren't any crumbs.
Then the noise will scare the rats away.
Okay, but, like, they run through the front door of the office. I don't think they're scared.
Have you tried vacuuming yet?
We vacuumed yesterday.
No, but like, have you tried vacuuming for the purpose of getting rid of the rats? Like, not just for the purpose of vacuuming. Like, for this specific purpose.
I don't think they'll know the difference.
You guys should vacuum again with the intention of scaring the rats away with the noise.
I don't think the rats will know that's our intention. I don't think the rats will even care if they do know that's our intention. Rats are rats.
They are.
Tessa!
I'm not your mother! God!
I already have two. I don't need you, believe me.
So deal with the rats yourself. You and Dan can figure something out.
What did...
I'm not your mother, Riley.
Rye.
Yeah, okay. You're really even get you this internship.
I know.
And you're really lucky that it's going to count for school credit,
I know.
because not everyone who gets kicked out of school gets a second chance like this.
I didn't get kicked out of school.
Yes, you did.
No, I failed one class.
You did get your Cornell offer rescinded, though.
I failed econ. So instead of repeating it, they're letting me count this as my econ credit. That's not kicked out of school. It's literally not. And it's bullshit for all the econ I'm learning sitting here about doing nothing.
You are very lucky to be here.
Yeah, you said that.
And you could be a little more grateful.
I'm so grateful.
You should be.
I'm gonna go back downstairs now. They're big rats, like big enough to climb stairs. So I hope Brian or Michael or the exterminator gets here by the time they get upstairs to your office.
So fucking spoiled.
The front office, aka intern HQ.
Total waste of time.
What did she say?
Nothing helpful.
You were up there for like 10 minutes. They ran around again.
I mean, she said a lot of things, but none of them sounded remotely like, I'll come down and deal with it, or I'll call the exterminator. It was more like, I don't deal with rats.
Well, I also don't deal with rats.
I was getting that.
I have nightmares about rats.
Okay?
Like, honest to God, nightmares.
Anyone who's seen the Nutcracker gets nightmares about rats. You're not special.
I think that was mice.
What?
In the Nutcracker. It was mice, not rats.
No, it wasn't.
It was.
You're Jewish. What do you even know about the Nutcracker?
I did ballet as a kid.
And
Well, I played the Mouse King, so I really think it's mice, not rats. And anyway, the nightmares are from 1984 by George Orwell. Have you heard of it?
yeah, I've heard of 1984.
I had to read it in junior English.
Well, I took AP English junior year, and we spent the whole year reading Moby Dick.
Where did you go to high school?
Wrong science.
Stuyvesant.
Don't care.
Where did you go to Hebrew school?
None of your business?
I went to Anshe Chesed, but we don't go there anymore because I moved to Brooklyn when I was in 8th grade.
I still really don't care.
I thought you were Jewish too.
Yeah, I'm half Jewish.
There's actually no such thing as half Jewish.
But I just told you I am half Jewish.
Okay, but that's actually not a thing. Because if your mother is Jewish, then you're Jewish.
Is your mother Jewish?
Yeah, she converted.
Good for her.
But like you can't be half Jewish. You're either whole Jewish or you're not Jewish.
So if your mom hadn't converted, you wouldn't be Jewish.
I am Jewish.
But like if she hadn't converted.
Okay, but she did.
Well, you're confusing me.
Okay, I'm sorry.
That was sarcasm, Daniel. I was being sarcastic.
It's Dan. The point is, you're not half Jewish.
I am.
You can't be.
Seriously? Fuck off.
Did you go to Hebrew school? Did you have a bat mitzvah? Is your mother Jewish?
Half.
Okay, but she can't be half Jewish either.
Says who?
Says God.
Pretty sure God doesn't give a shit.
Okay, well, says the rabbis then.
What rabbis?
The rabbis.
Which rabbis are those? Because my mother is a rabbi.
So she is Jewish. So you are Jewish.
Half.
I give up. I give up. I wish it was mice. I wish we had mice instead of rats.
I'd rather none of the above.
Mice are just less intimidating. Also, since I've played one, I have a connection with them.
Right.
I don't like rats. And I wish Tessa would come down here and deal with them. It's not our responsibility as interns. I just mean, I don't know what I mean.
Me either.
You're not going to tell her that I said that, are you?
Said what?
I know you're her cousin.
You literally have not said anything worth telling anyone, and she likes you a lot better than me.
But you're her cousin. How is that possible?
She didn't want to hire me as an intern. Her mom and my mom talked her into it, so I guarantee you, she definitely likes you better.
Sorry.
You don't have to be sorry. I don't like her either.
I'm sure it's like a family dynamic thing that you'll grow out of.
Well, she's 30.
Yeah, but I'm sure you're just like her bratty little cousin. Someday soon you'll actually start being friends.
I don't think that's happening, but like, thanks.
I just have a lot of experience with that kind of thing. Like I took AP Psych at Sty. So I know stuff about families and psychology.
Well, genius boy. I have two moms. One is Jewish and one isn't. That's literally why I am half Jewish, and there's nothing you can do about that. And you know something else? One of them is a rabbi and the other is a psychologist, so I sort of feel like the expert here, across the board. Yep, so I'm getting lunch.
The library.
Find anything?
A couple of things. Mostly I'm just enjoying the AC.
Oh, so that's why you wanted to come with me.
Or we could, turn on our air conditioning at home.
It's not that hot. Doesn't Tessa's office have good AC?
Her office does. The intern office does not.
Oh,
I'm literally learning nothing about econ. Literally, Mom. Nothing.
literally.
Literally.
I trust Tessa.
Okay, and Tessa's a bitch.
Riley.
Rye.
I know.
Okay, so Tessa's an asshole.
Riley.
Rye! And you say asshole all the time.
Emma doesn't like it. And I do think there are more descriptive ways to say you don't like someone. Tessa's a jerk.
Fine. She's a jerk.
It was very generous of her to let you do this internship.
It's just because you talked to Aunt Juliet. It's not because of Tessa.
And if it gets you credit for your econ class, isn't it worth it?
No.
Right.
I mean, kind of, but you're the one who always says it's not about grades, it's about learning.
I do say that.
And I'm not learning anything. So, can I just quit the internship?
You need this credit to graduate high school.
I already did graduation.
And it was very generous of them to let you walk at graduation, but I want you to get your diploma too.
There are rats in the intern office, just like so you know what I'm dealing with.
It's an old building.
Rats, Mom! Also, did you know that in the Nutcracker it's mice, not rats? I thought it was rats.
Well, the original story was The Nutcracker and the Mouse King.
Well, the other intern is a dick.
Rye.
Jerk is not a descriptive enough word for everyone in the world, Dr. Kate.
Fine. Why is he a dick?
He just is. Tessa likes him better than me.
She's allowed.
Mom!
Sometimes you are difficult to like.
Okay?
In the library,
I'm difficult to like?
sometimes you are. Do you disagree?
I guess not. It would all be okay if Tessa would actually teach me about econ.
And where was this enthusiasm for econ when you were actually in your econ class?
Mom,
Saying.
I just think that when she agreed to have me as an intern and she knew it was to make up a school credit, she took on the responsibility of at least teaching me a little bit.
Or maybe it's time for you to take some responsibility.
Whatever.
You always give me this look, Rye, but am I wrong? You got into one of the best schools in the country, in the world for that matter, and you threw it away because you refused to study for an economics exam.
3 economics exams.
Because that's so much better.
Just because you're not wrong, it doesn't mean you're right.
Okay,
You could just, be on my side.
I usually am.
Not really.
You have the potential to be extraordinary if you would just live up to it. How was your day?
It sucked.
Sucked.
It literally did, okay?
What did you do?
I sat crisscross applesauce in my chair so the rats wouldn't run on top of my feet. But don't worry, Dan was doing the same thing.
I think you're being a little dramatic.
Then we argued about whether someone can actually be half Jewish.
And what was the consensus?
There wasn't one, but I am half Jewish, so I was right and he was wrong.
Can someone be half Jewish, though, strictly speaking?
That's what you and Ima have said for my entire life.
I know, but, never mind. Never mind.
What did you do at work?
A couple of patients. Went up to Anderson to speak to the students about careers in science. It's hard to believe you were ever that young. And then my last patient canceled, so I played Candy Crush.
No one plays Candy Crush anymore.
Is that why you never send me stuff?
I don't even have the app on my phone anymore.
I thought I raised you right.
I thought you stopped thinking that after I failed econ.
Rye,
Just a joke.
it's not funny.
Am I wrong though?
You're not right.
That's not the same thing.
The intern office.
Can you please stop? Like, actually, can you stop
Stop what?
doing that?
Doing what?
Whatever it is that you're doing.
I'm making a paperclip.
Okay, but like, Riley,
It's Rye, Daniel.
it's just really unprofessional.
I'm bored.
Me too, but it's like really unprofessional of you.
Is it bothering you?
Yes,
It's not making any noise. It's making a lot less noise than you typing.
I'm like doing work. It's different.
What are you even doing?
Paperwork.
What kind of paperwork?
Just paperwork.
So nothing.
Can you please just stop making the paperclip chain so that if someone comes in here, like if Tessa comes in here, I'd rather not get in trouble, is all.
We're not going to get in trouble.
I don't want it to seem like I'm part of it.
Don't worry, it doesn't.
Okay, but seriously.
Fine.
Okay, that's worse.
Yeah, I thought so.
Dude!
Please don't call me dude. Do you call everyone that? Do you just call people dude? That's weird. Like, you know that's weird, right?
You know that's not nice, right? To call someone weird, that's not nice. And that's one of my core values, being nice to people. I think of myself as a very nice, kind person.
I'm happy for you.
And you're just not very nice.
Well, being nice to people is not one of my core values.
That's what I'm saying.
Did you consider the possibility that maybe I'm specifically not nice to you?
Yes, I did. And I still think that's not very nice.
You're right, it's not very nice.
Aren't you gonna, like, apologize?
I mean, obviously I don't hope you fall in a hole and die, but honestly, I think you're kind of a dick.
Wow! Just like, wow, okay.
That's what I think about you. So you're allowed to think that about me back. I am cool with that. I am not here to make friends. I have friends.
Really?
Yes, really, I have friends. So you could be like the nicest person in the world. You could be Nelson Mandela. You could be Gandhi. You're not, but you could be. And it wouldn't matter because I am not here to make friends. I am here to pass econ so I can graduate high school. And I'm sorry if that uproots your core values. No, I'm not sorry because that is just how it is. And I also don't even think Gandhi or even Nelson Mandela was nice. Like, yeah, they had good morals. But you don't get shit done by being nice. Because being nice is not a very strong core value to have.
Please stop.
Have you ever seen a paperclip chain this long?
I think you probably used every single paperclip in the office. So, no, I guess not.
Nice. Now that is nice.
Hiya. I'm gonna head out for lunch. Are you guys good here?
Yep, we got it covered.
What is that?
A paperclip chain,
I didn't know we were doing arts and crafts.
if that's what you want to call it. I guess we are, yeah.
I'm glad you're amusing yourself, but by the time I get back from lunch, I'd really rather all the paper clips were put back in the little cup.
Oh, I can do that now.
But like, separated, dismantled.
This is actually way more convenient as a concept.
More working, okay? Less playing.
Will do.
Rye,
Tessa,
there are people watching me, and they are watching how I am watching you. So you need to act like this is a workplace and work. I have no problem whatsoever making you stay late.
no more paperclip chains.
Good.
I told you she was gonna think I was involved.
She didn't think you were involved.
She looked at me.
She meant me. Trust me, she was talking to me.
This internship is really important to me. Like, it's really, really important. And I really need to have references and like people who are willing to write me letters of recommendation at the end of the summer. So I would really appreciate it if you didn't mess that up for me.
Okay, I'll only make paperclip chains when you're not here.
I don't really believe that you have friends.
Okay, that's fucked up.
I bet it's true though.
You think I don't have friends just because I don't want to bring them to hang around you and Tessa? Okay, yeah, totally.
I have friends.
Good for you.
Every time. Code violation on sportsmanlike conduct. Point penalty, Mr. Kyrgios. Leo bathroom.
It would relate to go back to what happened at the US Open with Muhammad Ali. He can't talk to him.
Yeah.
But he's taking 2 rackets off the court. How many is he coming back with?
Yeah. But he's now just ignored Fergus Murphy. Yeah. None, I think, is the answer. I mean, it's hard not to laugh. It really is.
Time violation warning, Mr. Kyrgios.
He picked up a time violation.
He can serve the ball. He can serve the ball. I'm ready.
This is getting a little farcical, isn't it now?
Serve the ball. I'll be ready for it. I'll be ready.
The match ends. Nick Kyrgios crosses the court with one of his broken rackets. He passes by 2 adult fans reaching for it and hands it to Rye.
Do you do that a lot?
Sometimes. Yeah, I guess a lot.
Does it help?
You mean, does it help calm me down?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Even though they give you penalties and fine you and stuff?
Does lying on the floor help you? What did you call it?
Floor time.
Yeah,
It does help me, yeah.
so you get it.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah. See you around, maybe?
Sure.
The back porch of Tessa's mother's house.
I want to stay here, though.
Just 10 minutes. Go sit on the porch with Tessa for 10 minutes and be nice.
So you can talk about us? Okay, yeah, I get it now.
Rye.
Fine.
What do you want?
Nothing. Literally nothing.
Okay.
They just made me come out here, like, so they could talk about adult things. Like, the porch is the new kids' table, I guess.
Great. Well, I'm officially not a kid. That's you. So I'm going inside.
I'm not a kid either.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 18. I am also officially not a kid.
Okay, Riley.
Rye. It's Rye.
Oh yeah, I heard Aunt Kate call you Rye Bread. That's cute.
She's the only one who calls me that.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any more lemonade?
It's in the pitcher.
Well, is there another cup?
In the house.
So you brought the whole pitcher of lemonade out here just to drink it by yourself.
I like lemonade.
Yeah, I do too.
Rye.
I'm just getting a cup, Mom.
He's just getting a cup, Kate.
It's not like booze lemonade, is it?
If only.
So that's a no?
Yes, that's a no. I get in way more trouble than you for that.
I do drink, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Why did you come over?
To my mother's house?
But if you knew I was coming, why did you come?
What?
Like, I know you don't like me.
Well, it so happens I like Kate and Rachel.
So you don't like me? You don't have to answer that.
Wasn't planning to.
Like, I bet you wish Dan was your little cousin instead of me.
Sometimes.
Really?
I hadn't given it much thought.
Do you?
I don't know.
Dan doesn't wish he was your little cousin. Well, he kind of does because he thinks it would make you like him better than me, even though I told him you don't like me, so he's already ahead. But I also think he kind of doesn't wish it because honestly, I think he has a crush on you.
Don't start rumors.
I said I think.
That's literally a rumor.
I'm only telling you though, so it's literally not.
No, it literally is.
No, it literally isn't, Tessa, because you're the one it's about, and I'm assuming you're not going to tell anyone else, so there is no rumor starting. Literally.
I don't think Dan has a crush on me.
I mean, I don't think it's a real crush.
Oh, thanks.
I'm not going to say no offense because even though it wasn't intentional, I'm kind of glad I offended you. Where did you go to college?
Cornell? You visited me while I was there.
My mom went there.
Yeah?
Do you like your job?
I don't know.
It was just a question.
I know.
Do you like your job?
Stop asking me questions.
Okay. I can try to go back inside if you want, like, if you want me to stay here, but they're totally talking about us.
I know.
Do you want me to go back inside?
I don't know. I don't care. Do whatever you want.
Okay. You could fire me, you know.
I'm not going to fire you.
I would actually be much better off if you did.
Except then you wouldn't graduate high school.
There's more to life than school.
I'm not firing you.
Well, you're a jerk.
I'm a jerk?
My mom wouldn't let me call you a bitch or asshole, so now I'm stuck with jerk.
I thought you were 18. Not a kid anymore.
Yeah, I am.
So call me whatever you want, Rye. I'm still not firing you. And I'm going inside.
Kids on the porch time, remember?
I'm not a kid, remember? You know, you can say all you want that there are more important things than school, but I have a Cornell degree, and you're not going to. And that's on you.
It's actually not any of your business.
If you want people to stop treating you like a kid, Then stop acting like one.
The sanctuary of a synagogue.
I told you I could be ready early.
I said it was unlikely, not impossible.
Well, here I am, 10 minutes early as promised. Start talking, kid.
Can someone be half Jewish?
You know the answer to that.
I do, but
Did someone say something?
kind of. I don't know. I told him he was an idiot.
Rye.
I know, but sometimes you have to say something. Sometimes I have to say something.
I know. Right now you do, but someday it'll be enough that you know who you are and what you are.
When does he have to learn that?
This is the other intern.
Not just him.
Well, some people grow out of it, and some people really do stay idiots forever.
Ema,
Hate to break it to you.
Mom says I can't quit the internship.
Mom is right.
Honestly, though, I think it was Dr. Kate who says I can't quit the internship.
Well, she's right too.
She doesn't get it sometimes.
I know.
Why did
It's why did I want you to be half Jewish? It's not a question of want, it's just true.
sort of
Uh, who's the rabbi here?
you?
And who's the mom here? Who is actually present and conscious for your birth?
You, but I'm not wrong.
There is always going to be someone who tells you you're not Jewish enough. Always. I'm a rabbi, and people still tell me I'm not Jewish enough. I had a teacher in rabbinical school tell me that because I'm a lesbian, I might have a really nice relationship, but I would never find my soulmate because the other half of my soul had to be a man.
You.
Exactly. We both know that is not true because the other half of my soul, that's mom. And my entire heart is you. We're all allowed to be more than one thing.
Ema, do you care about this internship, about the school credit and stuff?
Yes, I do.
But do you really, or is it just because Mom does?
I do care that you graduate high school.
And after that?
I think that's up to you.
Except it isn't. Really, it isn't. Tessa said a bunch of stuff.
What kind of stuff?
Mean stuff about me and Cornell, and maybe I fucked up. Sorry, screwed up, messed up, maybe, but like, she's mean to me, so I just want to know, do you care that I'm not going to college right now, and not Cornell ever?
I care that we can still go to Aunt Juliet's for Thanksgiving, which I think is dependent on you still speaking to Tessa at the end of the summer. And I care that you and mom are still speaking at the end of the summer too.
It's not just me.
Believe me, I know that.
I'm going to get a job in the fall, I think. Like a real job, not an internship, and definitely not working with Tessa.
And you're going to apply to college.
Yeah,
I just don't want you to get busy and not make the time.
I'll make the time.
Al tomar lich shefena eshne shema lo tifne.
You can say the wise rabbi stuff in English too, you know?
Too complicated? Sorry. If you wait until you have the time, you'll never make the time.
How you sound like Mom.
Doesn't mean it's wrong.
Okay, but
When given the choice between being right or being kind, choose kind.
so who said that one? Rashi? Or Maimonides, maybe?
The teacher in that book you had to read in the 5th grade, Wonder?
So no one else has to choose kind? Just me?
You can't control anyone else, but you can control yourself. and what you choose. And that's what I care about, Rye.
I guess.
I know. Are you staying for the service? You should.
I guess I can.
I know you don't think so, but the whole congregation comes just to hear me sing.
No one has ever said that.
Just because you haven't heard anyone else say it.
Okay, I am choosing kindness, Ima, and I'm willing to be proven wrong.
The front office.
You're late.
I know.
You're like really sweating. Did you run?
I did.
Like all the way from Connecticut?
Brooklyn.
You ran all the way here from Brooklyn? That's actually really impressive, Daniel.
Dan. And no, I ran from the subway station like 3 blocks away.
That's impressive.
But my subway car had no AC, so I guess I've been sweating since Brooklyn anyways.
Wow, that's like really interesting.
I guess.
It's literally not interesting. That was sarcasm.
Oh.
I'm sitting at the computer today.
I noticed that.
You were late, and I was on time.
I don't mind sitting at the computer.
Neither do I.
Okay, then.
What should I do first?
You don't even know what to do?
What do you usually do first?
Usually I print out a meeting schedule for Tessa to give her when she comes in.
You get here before Tessa?
Usually.
When you're not late.
That was implied.
That's hardcore.
I really can sit at the computer, if you want. If that would be helpful.
That would actually be the opposite of helpful, because I don't know how to do anything, because you always sit at the computer all fucking day and don't let me do anything. So, if you want to be helpful, just tell me how to print out Tessa's meeting schedule.
You just get it from this folder.
Cool. Now what do I do with it?
I guess you have to bring it upstairs to Tessa.
I guess you have to bring it upstairs to Tessa since I'm sitting at the computer today.
We can swap out.
But if I get up, you're going to sit down here, right?
Right. Because one of us is always supposed to be sitting at the computer.
But when I come back, you're not going to swap back out with me. Yeah, I kind of thought that. So, Daniel.
It's Dan.
You can go give Tessa her schedule, and then she'll know you were late.
She already knows. Because I always give her the schedule when she walks in. But also I texted that I was going to be late. And I called because she didn't answer my text. And she didn't pick up her phone, so I left a message. And then texted again to say that I left a message.
Oh my god.
So I think she probably knows I was late.
Well, like I said, computer is mine today, so you can run up and down the stairs.
You're kind of bossy.
You're kind of late.
Just because you're sitting at the computer doesn't mean you have to be an asshole about it.
Like you're not an asshole about it every single day?
I'm not. I'm just in charge.
In charge of what? Because you're not in charge of me.
Just in charge.
You literally get here early every single day and sit here and act like a dick to me every single day about my high school English class, about whether I'm really Jewish. And you get here early for the actual purpose of being a dick to me, I think. And I just got here on time. I had no agenda and you were late. So today, I get to sit here. I'd say sorry, but I'm actually really not, you know?
Okay. I'm going.
Have fun.
The back hallway of the tennis complex.
I came back. I didn't mean to.
You came back. But you're here. So what's up?
You're doing floor time.
Yeah.
I'm just angry, I guess.
What do you have to be angry about?
I guess I'm just angry because everyone seems to think that I'm not smart.
Yeah, I get that.
I did fail econ, so that's probably why they think that.
Probably.
But I am smart. I just thought econ was a waste of time.
You should know how money moves around, though.
But you're a famous tennis player.
I am.
So, yeah, you need to know how money moves around because you're rich. Your money moves around. My money does not move around that much.
You have to understand all this stuff on like a macro level, though, like a larger level than just yourself, because that's how, people move around too.
Okay, well, I'm not stupid, is the point here.
Okay.
And I just think everyone thinks that because I failed 3 econ tests, I'm just like not smart anymore. When actually, I just didn't want to go to Cornell.
Cornell's like a really good school, though.
Yeah, I know. My mom went there, my cousin went there. Every person worth emulating went there, apparently.
I didn't go there.
Well, I don't want to either, and now I don't have to.
So you failed your class just so you wouldn't have to go to Cornell?
Yeah, I guess.
That is kind of stupid, though. Like, you get how that's kind of stupid?
Yeah, I get it now, but now I might actually be able to do what I want to do.
What do you want to do?
I don't know. That's the problem.
That is a problem.
And I'm just angry at everyone. Angry at myself, I guess.
Floor time doesn't really work when you're angry at yourself.
Not really.
Hey, maybe if you broke a racket, you'd be a little less pissed, at least for a little while.
Do you have any more?
Yeah, I carry a lot with me.
Nick Kyrgios produces 2 more tennis rackets.
What do I do? Like, how do I break it?
You just slam it really hard, like as hard as you can.
What if I can't slam it hard enough?
You keep going until it stops mattering. Your turn.
The tennis racket not only breaks, but it truly warps and distorts, and some pieces even shatter and fly off in a really satisfying way.
That was amazing.
Are you less angry now?
Yeah. A little bit, anyway.
I mean, it doesn't last forever, the high of it, but I just get really tired of being angry in my head, and then I just let it out.
Thanks.
Sure.
I should go.
Me too.
It's funny. Everyone thinks you're, like, out of control, but you're not, really.
They can think that. Doesn't mean it's true.
Yeah.
See you?
See you.
At home.
We should start dinner. Is Rye coming home?
No, Tessa needed the interns to stay late.
Again?
That's what I said.
I wish Tessa would tell Rye in advance.
Well, Tessa's your niece. Why don't you tell her that?
What's that supposed to mean? Rachel.
She's been giving Rye a really hard time.
I know that.
You haven't cared.
Of course I've cared. Rach. Obviously I care.
It hasn't bothered you enough to say something to Tessa.
Well, I'm not going to tell her how to do her job.
Because you always keep your opinions to yourself?
Rachel, where is this coming from?
Nowhere. I'm sorry.
Okay. What do you want to do for dinner? We could order pizza, maybe.
Not exactly what I thought you meant by let's start dinner.
What do you want to do then?
We can get pizza. It's fine.
You don't want pizza.
I'm fine with pizza.
Not seem fine with pizza.
I just had a long day.
Do you want me to talk to Tessa? I can, if you want. I mean, if you really want me to talk to her.
You don't think it's important?
I think at a certain point, Rye has to fight her own battles.
If Rye were fighting her own battles, she'd just be repeating economics in the fall.
Tessa is her cousin. She can get along with her cousin. I mean, if she can't, we have a much bigger problem, I think.
It's not just that, though. I mean, come on. You're not upset that Tessa's giving her a hard time? Because you think Rye is due for a little bit of a hard time, right? Because of a failing class? Because you can't imagine how your child could possibly have failed a class? Is that wrong? Am I wrong?
No.
Well,
No. Okay? I do not think it is the absolute worst thing in the world for someone to push Rye a little bit and then challenge her. Tessa is not screaming at her or overworking her. She's just being a hard ass.
which is a quality you appreciate, being a hard ass.
It is something I appreciate, yes.
Rye enters. They don't notice her.
Okay, well, Rye, our child, Rye is not a hard ass. And I'm not a hard ass. And I know you are a hard ass most of the time, and I love that. I do. But Rye and I are not like that. And believe me, your hard assness is about as much as we can handle without Tessa's ego getting involved too.
You don't think Rye's a hard ass? You should hear us have a conversation because Rye has got a lot to say about a lot of people and not all of it is nice.
And where do you think she gets that from?
I have never been interested in having the nice kid. I didn't think you were either.
No, but I want her to be kind.
Oh, come on. Wanting her to graduate high school and being kind are not mutually exclusive.
But being kind and going to Cornell might be. That's not what I meant.
Isn't it?
Maybe it is then. Maybe it is what I meant for our kid. Being okay and going to Cornell, being kind and living up to your expectations might not go together. And as much as you pretend to be okay with the failing econ thing,
I have never once said that I'm okay with it.
oh, I know, believe me, we all know, because you're never going to forgive this, right? You're never really going to be okay with Rye only fake walking at graduation. You're never really going to get over that, are you? That's what I thought.
It will take some time, but I will get over it.
In about 10 years, right? Because Dr. Kate could not possibly have a child who fails a class. That's something to be ashamed of.
It is something to be ashamed of, Rachel. Failing a class is something to be ashamed of.
But see, I'm not Dr. Rachel. I don't have a PhD. I'm just Ema.
You're Rabbi Rachel.
But you don't really believe that means anything. You never have.
I'm not religious.
But see, I'm just plain Ema, just plain Rachel. That's enough for me. I am more than that, but that has always been enough for me. And it's enough for Rye. And I thought it was enough for you.
Of course, it's enough for me.
Obviously, I'm not pleased, but if failing econ and making it up over the summer is where we are, if Rye not going to Cornell is where we are, then that is where we are, Kate, it is. Then I'm here for that. I'm here for being supportive when Tessa's a hard ass, but I'm also here for speaking to her when it goes beyond hard ass to mean. And if you're not here for that part of it, then you're not here for the rest of it either. I would really rather you were here for all of it.
I am.
No, you're not.
Rachel, where are you going?
to make dinner.
We're getting pizza.
I'll make a salad.
We don't walk away mad at each other. That's not what we do.
I just need a little space.
As Rachel exits, she sees Rye.
I thought you had to stay late.
Not as late as Tessa thought. She called you Dr. Kate.
You call me that all the time, Rye Bread.
But Iman never does.
How was your day?
Fine.
What kind of pizza do you want?
I don't know. Pineapple and red onion.
So you do know.
Whatever, I have homework.
Homework? What homework?
Rye's bedroom.
Nick Curios, I know you have way better things to do than to hang out with me, but I was just wondering, since you shout and break things, which one is better? Also, while I have you, I was wondering, do you shout at everyone? Or just the umpires? My guess is just the umpires because you didn't shout at me. I guess what I really want to know is, when you became a famous tennis player, did you have to choose between that and... I just mean, what does being extraordinary come with? For you, does it come with confidence, like a real kind of confidence where you don't have to tell somebody else they're not enough just to feel confident in yourself? Because I keep trying to be extraordinary, at least I think I do, but it just seems to come with a lot of baggage. Let me know when you can. Okay?
The front door of Tessa's office building.
Tessa!
Hi, Aunt Kate. Rye left ages ago.
I know, I wanted to talk to you, actually.
About what?
About, I was walking over here and, do you know that girl in the corner?
What? What girl in the corner?
The one who's a hostess for that restaurant? She's standing behind the menu board outside.
Oh, she's always there.
So you know her?
Not really. She doesn't talk.
Don't you find it a little disconcerting? She looked very unhappy.
Oh, she always does.
And that doesn't worry you?
I never really thought about it.
I mean, she looks like a human trafficking victim, Tessa.
What do human trafficking victims even look like?
That! That's what they look like. My God.
I should look up, probably.
I'm gonna call someone about her.
The girl in the corner?
Yes. Or I could go talk to her and ask her if she needs help.
If you really think it's a good idea.
I think it's important.
But what if she is a human trafficking victim? What are you going to do then?
I'm not sure.
What if there's some guy who comes out of the restaurant and, like, human traffics you?
Human traffics me?
I just think it's probably either dangerous to get involved or there's nothing going on anyway.
Is it really worth the risk?
I don't know. I just go to work and I assume she does the same.
She looks really depressed, Tessa.
Is that what you came by to talk to me about?
No, Rachel and I are just a bit concerned that you've been a little harsh with Rye.
Harsh.
Rachel's just very concerned, but I'm assuming it's just standard internship stuff.
As far as I know.
And Rye said something about rats.
Of course.
Given what the rest of the neighborhood looks like, it doesn't totally surprise me, but I wouldn't want you working in a place with rats either.
There aren't any rats.
Rye said there were rats.
There aren't rats in my office.
I don't want to step on your toes because I'm grateful. And Rachel's grateful. And Rye's grateful.
Doesn't seem like it.
We're all grateful for this internship, believe me. It has been implied to me by my wife, more than implied, that I'm not taking enough of an interest in Rye's well-being. So I am just checking up on that.
I'm not treating Rye any differently than I treat Dan.
Okay.
I'm not denying that I can be a hard ass, but I am an equal hard ass to everyone. And I learned from the best.
You sure did.
I have interns now. That's just, I don't know what to do with them half the time. But when they're not on task, I get in trouble. So I have to figure something out.
You're a real grown-up.
I guess I am. And for what it's worth, Aunt Kate, Rye gives as good as she gets. You can tell Aunt Rachel that.
I will, honey.
Can I lock up now?
Do you know what number we call about that girl in the corner? 311, maybe?
I'm really not sure.
I don't want to leave her here.
I actually, I have a date tonight. So I really need to go home and change for my date, if you don't mind.
Oh my God, of course. You should have said something. You have to tell me everything.
It's nothing, really. But I'm going to go if we're done talking. Are we done talking?
Oh my gosh. Is it the first date?
Oh, no, like the third.
The third. I can help you get ready. Oh, like for your 8th grade dance. Oh, remember how Rachel and I helped you get ready? I did your hair.
I remember.
Oh, I'll let you go. There really aren't rats.
There really aren't. Night.
The sanctuary of the synagogue.
I should tell you not to run in the sanctuary.
The bima felt so big at my bat mitzvah.
You were a lot smaller.
I miss everything looking big. I miss being smaller.
I miss you being smaller too.
Ima,
Yeah, baby?
I heard you and Mom fighting last night.
I don't want to talk about it, Rye.
Not talking about it doesn't make it go away.
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay.
Hi.
Hey,
I talked to Tessa.
About what?
About you.
Okay.
you really talked to her?
I really did.
Did you ask her about the rats?
I did. She said there were not any rats.
Are you kidding? There are rats! She lied to you!
Did not lie to me, Rye. Come on.
You might have.
What else did she say?
She said that she doesn't treat you any differently than she treats Dan.
That doesn't make it right.
Sometimes there are things you have to do to get what you need. That's how the world works. There's just things you have to do to be successful. Look at Tessa. She did what it took.
To be like you mean?
Sure, to be like me, if that's how you want to put it.
Maybe I don't want to be like you.
Excuse me.
You don't even know what I do want to do. You don't know anything about me.
You know what I do know? I know that you have the capacity to be successful, to be fully extraordinary, and for some reason, you keep sabotaging yourself and squandering your potential.
Have you ever thought that maybe I'm extraordinary already? That maybe I'm successful right now, or that maybe I don't want to be, or that maybe I am something in between. Did you ever think about that?
You can't be half a college graduate.
Like you can't be half Jewish?
We're not going to keep having an argument in the sanctuary. We're not. This is not happening.
Clearly it is.
So we'll go somewhere else to keep having it.
It's a room, Rachel.
It happens to be an important room for me.
It's just a room.
Maybe it's just a room, but it's my room, actually. And if you can't respect that, then you should leave.
Look what you did.
What I did? That's funny.
What are we doing, Rachel? Why are we doing this? I don't want to be doing this.
Because for some reason you feel the need to make our child feel bad for being exactly who she is.
She failed her econ class on purpose.
Okay.
Okay? Rachel, that is not okay.
Then talk to her about that instead of treating her like she is something imperfect. She is funny and smart and trying so hard to show us who she wants to be. And I know that Tessa's your mini me. And I love Tessa. I do. But I would never want Tessa to be our child. We have a child and she is the best thing that has ever happened to me. You and Rye are my favorite people in the whole world. But watching the way you keep hurting each other hurts me. And it scares me. And she is not perfect, but she's not supposed to be perfect yet or ever. But you are supposed to be the bigger person. You are supposed to love her anyway, Kate.
I do. Obviously, I do.
But it's not obvious. You have to tell her and show her, or she will never really believe it.
I will. Okay? I will.
Dr. Kate hugs Rachel. Rachel hugs her back. The front door of Tessa's apartment.
What are you doing here?
I don't know.
Riley.
It's Rye.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
I kind of freaked out, I guess.
You should go home. Your moms are way better at this kind of thing.
Except they're kind of not right now.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know why I'm here.
Me either.
My mom is like your hero.
Pretty much.
But what about my Ema? She was there too, for all of it.
I don't know. I mean, I was never going to grow up to be a rabbi. I'm not even Jewish.
Yeah, but
Rachel was there for a lot of it, but like before her, Kate babysat me when my mom was at work. She helped me with my homework. And before you, they took me out to lunch every Saturday at this Italian restaurant. They took me to the Grand Canyon the summer before 6th grade.
they took me to the Grand Canyon the summer before 6th grade.
Yep.
Weird.
But the thing is, Rye, I went to Cornell, yeah? I got all A's through high school and I went to Cornell. But going to Cornell for accounting, not the same as going to Cornell for psychology. I never quite lived up to it either. I'm not sure anyone could have. So go to Cornell or don't. Do whatever it is you want to do. I don't even know what you want to do.
Neither do I.
But whatever it is, Do it for you. Because no one else has to live with it every day. You have to live with it. No one else does.
Do you think they're happy?
Your moms?
Yeah.
I think they are. Most of the time, at least. I think they are.
In the office.
I'm not afraid of you. I am not afraid of you. I am not afraid. Okay. I get it. Maybe I'm a little afraid, but just a little, because I know that you are not gonna eat my face off. I know this. I know this. I know this.
At home.
Did she answer?
No, she did not answer.
Okay, so try her again.
Oh, that's what I'm doing.
I know, I'm sorry, I know.
Where have you been?
Ever take off like that, ever again.
We don't walk away when we're mad, okay? That's not what we do.
I know. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry too. I worry. We both worry, and we're always going to.
I know you want me to be like you and like Tessa.
No, I don't.
I know she's a way better version, but I'm not like that.
You do not have to be like me, okay? You do not have to be like me. You are the best version.
You don't have to say that.
I mean it.
She does.
I love every version of you.
Even when you hate it?
Even when I am frustrated by it. I just want you to have everything you could ever want, Rye. And I thought I knew what that was and how to get you there, but I don't. So I'm going to let you show me from now on. Okay?
Yeah, okay.
And we will go talk to Tessa for you together, if you want, about being nicer.
Tessa's okay, actually. She's okay. She is a jerk sometimes, but I was kind of an ass to her all summer, so I guess she's allowed. I think I'm still figuring out who I am and how to choose two things at once, how to be kind and feel like I'm succeeding at the same time. And I want to keep practicing that because it's hard. It's really hard to feel like but I'm going to keep trying. I am.
End of play.
Hello. My name is Kyle Friedman, and I'm one of the producers that brought this show together. We're going to jump into a quick talkback section, and so you can either stay on the YouTube link for that, or we're going to put the Zoom link to the show. You can click that and watch on there if you'd like. Before we jump in, I just want to say a huge thank you for the audience for coming today. I think this was a great fundraiser for the Anti-Defamation League, and thank you for the cast and crew for being here. This is truly the highlight of my week to come and watch these rehearsals and watch everyone create, so thank you. So just one more time, we're going to take a 3-minute break. and then jump into the talkback. And you can watch on the YouTube or join the Zoom link. Thank you. See you soon.
Slow down, you crazy child. You're so ambitious for a juvenile, but then you feel so smart. Tell me, why are you still so afraid? Where's the fire? Where's the hurry about? You better cool it off before you're burning out. You got so much to do and only so many hours in a day. You know that when the truth is so that you can get what you want, or you can just get old. You gotta kick off before you even get halfway through. And will you realize the end waits for you? Slow down, you're doing fine. You can be everything you wanna be before your time. So romantic on the borderline tonight. Too bad, but it's the life you lead. You're so ahead of yourself that you forgot what you need. Or you can see when you're wrong, you know you can't always see when you're right. You're right. You've got your passion, you've got your pride, but don't you know that only fools are satisfied? Dream on, but don't imagine they all come true. When will you realize the end waits for you? But you know that when the truth is so that you can get what you want, and you can just get all you gotta kick off before you even get halfway through. When will you realize the end waits for you? When will you realize the end waits for you?
Great job, everyone. If you guys want to come in, the cast and crew, and turn on your cameras for the talkback, feel free. We're going to start with some pre-made questions. And if anyone in here also has questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Just wait a couple minutes for people to come in. Cool. So to get us started, first question, if you just want to introduce yourself, say your name, your role or crew position, and then a fun fact if you want to add that. And we can just popcorn off if anyone wants to jump in.
Hi, I'm Stacey Harris. I played Dr. Kate, and I'm here in New York, haven't left for 10 months. And I don't know, fun fact, just happy to be here and being able to do a performance of any kind at this point and to collaborate with these wonderful artists.
Hi, I am Daniel Balin. I played Dan, as you can tell by my little tag at the bottom, or by watching the play. I don't know, fun fact about me, I don't know what I told the cast in my first one, so I might be repeating myself, but whenever I brush my teeth, I sneeze. So that's a little fun fact about me. I guess I didn't tell the cast because they're all reacting. I'm gonna popcorn it over to Emily.
Hi, my name is Emily. I played Rye. I am on Canarsie land, also known as Brooklyn in New York. And my fun fact is that I am an alumna of Ithaca College. And I'll popcorn it over to Audrey.
Hi, I'm Audrey. I am the playwright. I am based in New York, specifically in Manhattan on Lenape land. I think I'm frozen, but I'm gonna keep talking. Hopefully it'll work. And fun fact, I guess, is apple and red onion pizza is my favorite kind of pizza. Just like Rye says in the show.
Hi, I'm Liz Samuel. I played Rabbi Rachel, and I'm in Montclair, New Jersey. And fun fact, I grew up in my family's New York Jewish bakery, and it was there for 60-something years, and I was there for the last 20-something years of it.
I'll go. I'm Britt. I'm the director. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm New York based on Lenape land. And a fun fact is I think this is my third project I've collaborated on with Audrey, who's our playwright. And I'm gonna popcorn to Rafidi.
Hi everyone, I'm Rafidi. I was a stage manager for this project, currently in Arizona, but based in New York. My fun fact is that we just did that whole show with this little puppy on my lap. That's my fun fact. This little puppy was the good little assistant stage manager. He made sure it all happened.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for being here. And then we'll jump into a few pre-made questions. And if any of the audience has some questions as well, feel free to put them in the chat. So we'll start with, for people that aren't familiar with the workshop process, if anyone wants to speak on what this process is like, what's going on behind the scenes, conversation you've had, discoveries made, how the script has changed. If a performer or crew member wants to answer, feel free to, if you just want to raise your hand and then pop in. That we,
Yeah, I feel like I could talk about this, but it would be very biased because I knew what was going to happen before going in. And like Audrey and I had a plan. So I feel like someone who just experienced it like organically for the first time to speak about it. So Daniel, all you.
Yeah, so we got the script when we auditioned, right? And we read the script and then we auditioned. And then I don't think any changes occurred to it between the time that we auditioned, or at least what we saw, between when we auditioned, I guess, in December till when we started February 1st. February 1st, it was the same script. We read through it. We talked about it afterwards. And then 2 days later, we had like 8 different scenes. Like, I have no idea how Audrey did it. It was like, it blew me away. And the play really changed in like 2 days. I mean, like, I would love to hear Audrey, because I wasn't here at the beginning of that first rehearsal. Maybe you guys talked about it, but like, you must have had some of those ideas before. I can't imagine that we inspired all of that, because it was such a profound amount of work and such changes. So I would love to hear from you about that.
Well, it's funny, and I think I feel like I'm cutting in and out, but I'm going to keep talking, and hopefully it's going to work. But there were certain things I knew going in that I was planning to look at. One of them was talking more about Judaism, which was not just because we were doing this project, with Hillel and as a Jewish project, but it was something I wanted to look at anyway. And I wanted to look at Nick Kyrgios. His character was something that changed a lot over the course of this week. But a lot of the other stuff really was inspired by you guys. I did all know that I wanted to deepen Rabbi Rachel's character more, but truly, like two examples that I sort of have in my mind are that scene where Dan is in the office by himself with the rats. That was truly came out of Daniel, like, cracking me up, and I was like, let me write another fun scene for Dan. The scene with Tessa and Rye at the end, where they actually find some common ground, was truly because Emily and Lauren, who played Rye and Tessa, just made me think that there was more there to that relationship. So, it's a little bit of both. And certain characters, their scenes didn't change as much, like in a big way, but a lot changed in the scenes that were there. And so that's true for everyone, really, that there were things that everyone inspired for me.
So we'll keep going with a few more questions. The show discusses themes of Jewish identity. I just wanted to ask, would anyone like to speak on the relationship with Jewish identity or connections they found during the show? What does that mean? What connections were found? If you have any memories or specific moments in the piece that connected with you, it doesn't have to necessarily relate to Judaism, but pieces that related to you. If anyone would like to speak on that.
Even though I played a non-Jewish character in the show, I am Jewish. And one of the conversations that we had that I felt Audrey really incorporated, and very quickly, to piggyback on Dan's compliment, I totally admire how quickly she reworked it. But the comment that Rabbi Rachel says about how people are told they're not Jewish enough, we had a conversation about that, and I had experienced that myself, working with people that were perhaps more religious than me. I was raised Reform, and even though my family celebrates Judaism and the traditions of Passover and Hanukkah and certain traditions, but to compare that to somebody who was raised Orthodox or kept kosher in the home, there's a big gap there. And I had an experience of working with people of all different levels of Judaism, or all different, between Orthodox, Reform, and a comment had been made to me about, well, you're not really Jewish. And it's like, well, I had a bar mitzvah and I went to Sunday school. And so how Audrey incorporated that conversation into Rabbi Rachel, who you would think, well, she's a rabbi, but just the fact that she was a lesbian, people would view her as not Jewish enough. I thought that was very poignant.
Yeah, this was a fun experience for me, specifically because of the themes we were dealing with. The thing that I'm also Jewish and grew up more conservative. And the thing that kind of separated me from my Judaism going into college and during college and kind of after this time was being gay. And so I'm in the process of finding my way back into it, being the person I am fully and feeling safe and wanted in those spaces. So it's just lovely to see the story just existing as that.
Yeah, yes to all of that. And, I had shared with the cast and crew that I grew up conservative Jewish, and that it was so traditional. And I felt the need to kind of, now with raising my kids, more Reform, and we are at a Reform temple, and I am around so much inclusiveness, and I'm understanding Judaism from a spiritual standpoint now more than when I was a kid, when I was told to really just pray to God. Now it just feels very inclusive, and that everybody has it's very personal how you are Jewish. And so the judgment that I grew up with of who's Jewish and who's not Jewish really feels released now in the community that I'm in, and that I would hope that other people would be accepted into as well. Just if you feel Jewish and you are, whatever it is, whatever it's a piece, something you're celebrating, or the cultural, aspect. My mom, I was saying to the cast and crew that my mom didn't go to Hebrew school, didn't go to temple, nothing, but she was so Jewish because she was culturally Jewish. That's okay too. And just understanding that it's a wide net, and that's okay. And I love that this play just worked through that. And Audrey did such a phenomenal job incorporating these thoughts and feelings. Just so good. So thank you.
So piggybacking off of that question on identity, I wanted to ask a little bit more about the audition process, not just for this show, but for shows in general. When you're working on a show, if identity is something you're keeping in mind, and this is from a creative standpoint as well, do you think of identity when going into the room to work on a show? Or if it's something that kind of comes organically during the process?
I think you always bring yourself, your identity into whatever project you're working on. You can't fully leave it behind. Anytime I read a script and I'm auditioning for a role, I always think, what can I bring from myself that can add to this, or to just you can't just leave your identity behind. And I know identity means a lot of different things, but just like who you are and how you identify, you have to look at it and work through that to get to the other side, I think.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I mean, also when you're writing it, you know, it's all in there. But also what I think is really interesting is that the right people sort of tend to find me, I guess, because the coolest thing in this process, I think, has been the connections we found out that there were afterward that we didn't know about. I mean, maybe I'm sure you guys all knew them, but like for me and Britt, finding out certain things about each of you after we had cast you was sort of incredible, because we're like, wow, it really, like, the right people really did just come along, you know. That's my favorite thing.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So I think one question was just put in the chat box right now. So if we want to open that up, and then I'll read this out loud as well. Lauren Goldberg says, I have a question about the idea of being half Jewish, because I hear that so much, and I always wonder what that means to the individual who identifies that way. I appreciate how this play struggles with the painful way that people can feel really disconnected. How about the idea of being an interfaith person rather than half? This might be a question for Audrey as a writer, but also for the group in terms of integrating multiple identities that might feel mutually exclusive at the time.
I've given Lauren, you have the ability to unmute and turn your camera on too if you would like to. If you don't, that's fine, but just letting you know. Hi.
I wasn't expecting that.
Okay, sorry. Welcome.
I mean, it's also worth saying that Lauren is the awesome director of Ithaca College Hillel. So it sort of makes sense.
And I do hear this all the time, that I'm half Jewish, or I'm half. And I do think it means different things to different people. And it felt to me like Rye was saying it with a great sense of pride. And that and especially with her mother being a rabbi, and it sounded like really encouraging this idea. And I think that there's a way you can own that identity too. And I just was wondering if you have heard, or thought about the idea of interfaith rather than like half. And I think that's a question for really everybody, but maybe primarily Audrey. Hi, Audrey.
I thought Audrey was going to speak, but I was like waiting for her to say something.
That's Rabbi, of course.
Oh, thank you so much, Lauren. So, a thought that I had about this just now was just like the whole thing about half Jewish, half not, but also like how citizenship in a country, right? Like my kids are half British and half American because their dad is British. But here in America, they don't recognize that, right? So they say you're American. And in England, they say they don't recognize your American citizenship. You're just English. It's just the way it is. And it's almost like similar with Judaism. It's like in Judaism, if your mother is Jewish, you are Jewish. If your mother is not, then you are not. It's like reflecting like what like these countries do, right? But it doesn't feel right. And I love how, because we don't, it's like putting a label on something that isn't. And I know my kids feel half British and half American, and we are fully Jewish, but like I have plenty of friends who married someone not Jewish. They're raising their kids half. They are half. And it's so common, but it's such an interesting discussion because of the way it's all like written down by, so it's so, I find it fascinating, and I'm so glad that this play was written because I will be thinking about this for a long time and discussing it.
I think what I will add is that one thing that we talked about in rehearsals was sort of how Kate and Rachel came to have Rye, and like maybe who carried her or who was biological mother, or was she adopted? Like we talked sort of about that a lot. And I think I now have an idea, but I chose to leave that out of the play because to some people that like answer that question would answer, well, is Rye Jewish or isn't she? But the point is that she's more than one thing. And that was really important to me. Yeah.
Also, a lot of us a lot of us who are Jewish grew up in very like non-Jewish communities. Like I'm Jewish, but I grew up in an Irish Catholic town, and we talked about that a lot. How sometimes it's like the way you're perceiving your identity is based on how other people in your surrounding area are perceiving your identity, and like who understands what half Jewish means, who then understands what Jewish means. And I think placing Rye in the context of being like a New York City kid who went to Bronx High gave us a lot of information about how she's understood her Judaism growing up. And I think that was a useful thing and a new thing that we found this past week.
So we have one question from the YouTube. It's from Jacob Orloff, and he asks, how long did the writing process of this play take, and where did the idea inspiration for Dan's character come from?
I'm not going to answer the Dan part. Sorry, but that answered it, didn't it? But I started writing this play in like the summer of 2019. I like wrote a draft. We read it out loud in my backyard in Ithaca, actually, because it was September and so it was still warm. And then I actually worked with a student group on campus in my senior year called Theatrist Theatrics, and they picked Rye Bread to do like what was a workshop production, which was supposed to be in the spring of 2020. So of course that did not happen, but we did it as reading. It was sort of very early when people were doing Zoom readings. We were just sort of like, well, let's do it because we have Zoom, and no one else really seemed to be doing Zoom readings at that point, so we did it. And that was with all students, and it was awesome. And the play changed a lot even there. And it's the funniest thing because Britt said to me when we were getting ready for this, it's been almost a year actually. Like you have changed a lot in a year. My writing has changed a lot in a year. And so it was really interesting to then come back to it. So for this play, it's been, I can't math. It's been, I guess, like a year and a half now. Yeah.
So I think this will be our last question of the night. But we just wanted to ask both what's next for the show, and what was gained from this experience. If there's anything people wanted to touch on from that.
Broadway, obviously. No, I don't. The answer is I don't know. The answer is I'd love someday when we can all be on a stage together to like get all of these wonderful people back together to do it on a stage, I think that would be awesome. But mostly the answer is like, submitting it to places, getting people to see it and read it and hoping that happens. In terms of what we gain, I gained a whole lot of really cool collaborators. I'll say that.
And then with that, thank you for everyone that's still on the YouTube or rewatching this later. Thank you for coming. Cast and crew, thank you for this today. Thank you for this the whole week. And have a great rest of your night. Thank you.